frozen north, the name given to the stark and unforgiving frontier that lies beyond the high moor of Faerun. A bleak wilderness where barbarian clans and tribes of giants roam the land and fierce dragons rule the skies. But amidst the frozen savagery stands a bastion of civilization, the city of Neverwinter, Jewel of the North. Behind the city's high walls, those both hardy and brave carve out an existence from this bleak land under the guidance and protection of the legendary hero, Lord Nasher Alagonda. Yet there are some things that all the courage in the world cannot stand against. A virulent plague swept the city, a terrible affliction that began in the beggar's nest. Soon, all of Neverwinter would feel the touch of the wailing death. The disease could not be cured. Panic ensued. The streets erupted into violence. The Jewel of the North was brought to its knees. To save Neverwinter, Lady Aribeth de Tilmarand, Paladin of Tyr, and Lord Nasher's right hand put forth the call for a champion. A rush of would-be heroes answered her call, some drawn by promises of grandeur and glory, others by the lure of gold. Those with the greatest potential were initiated into the academy to train and study under the greatest minds of Neverwinter, all in the hopes a champion might emerge to save the city from the wailing death, and whatever sinister force might be behind it.
Congratulations! Your training here at the Academy is now complete. May the blessing of Tyr be upon you. I have been looking forward to meeting you. The instructors here at the Academy speak very highly of your skills. I am Lady Aribeth de Tilmarand. Perhaps after the graduation ceremonies, we can speak in private. Neverwinter can use someone like you. We should arrange to... Wait, what was that? Did you feel it? Brace yourself, we are under attack!
Have a taste of this!
Destroy the invaders! I must speak with you! Listen to me! There is not much time! I fear this is no random attack we have suffered. As you may already know, a number of creatures were brought from Waterdeep here to the Academy. It was believed the reagents for a spell to create a cure could be extracted from them. We tried to keep this information secret, but this attack reveals our secret is well known, even to our enemies. Neverwinter has many enemies. Some declare themselves openly, such as the city of Luskan. Others keep their identities hidden from us, striking from the shadows. I do not know who is behind this attack, but it is obvious they are here to destroy our hope of ending the wailing death. You must protect the Waterdavian creatures. They must not be allowed to fall into the enemy's hands. I would take you to the creatures myself if I could, but I fear my presence would make protecting the creatures more difficult, if not impossible. Our attackers appeared here in this room. It is likely their arrival was magically centered on me. They must have assumed I would be with the Waterdavian creatures. Even now, our enemy may be watching me through magical means, hoping I will lead them right to where the creatures are kept. I cannot take that risk. You must do this alone. Go back through the hallway leading to this room, and take the corridor to the east. It leads to the chambers where the Waterdavian beasts are being kept. The lives of thousands of innocent people hang in the balance. If the creatures are lost, a cure for the wailing death will be lost with them. But if that is not enough to garner your loyalty, know that you will be greatly rewarded if you manage to save the Watadavian creatures. Take this key. It will open the locked east door back in the hallway leading to this room. I will stay here. Hopefully my presence will draw the enemy away from the creatures they seek. Hurry! Make your way into the hall, and then to the chambers down the east corridor. That is where the Watadavian beasts are kept. The fate of Neverwinter depends on you. This key will open the door. May Tyr be with you.
Kill the Dryad!
No! I must escape!
Be free, the Yonti! My hearts are broken! I must escape!
The Baldur!
Too late. The creatures are lost. The Academy students slain. No! This cannot be! How could this happen?
All is lost, Fenthic. The nymph has fled. The Yonti and the other creatures have escaped into the streets of the city. And where was Erebeth during all this?
You must forgive Dester. The strain of the Wailing Death weighs heavily on the Helllights. As their leader, Dester has worked long and hard to help ease the suffering of Neverwinter, and this most recent setback has upset him greatly. I'm Fenthic Moss, priest of Tyr and companion of the Lady Erebeth. You must be the student Erebeth told me about.
In one brutal attack, the promise of those at the Academy had been all but snuffed out. Hope disappeared with the Watadavian creatures, and the weight of the terrible sickness pressed down on the city once more. Even more chilling, the whispered rumors of enemies seeking to destroy Neverwinter from within had proved true, though the identity of those responsible for the slaughter was as yet unknown. Still, a flicker of hope yet remained, for not all had died in the attack. From the bloody carnage at the Academy, a survivor had stepped forward, a champion to carry the torch in this darkest hour.
You were quick to answer the summons. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to the halls of justice.
This is a mistake, Fenthic. We know nothing about this whelp. How can you so blindly trust them?
Welcome to you. I regret I did not get a chance to introduce myself properly to you while you were training at the Academy. I am Lady Erebeth de Tilmarand, Paladin in the service of Tyr, and the right hand of Nasha Alagondar, Lord of Neverwinter. I have been waiting for you. Ah, dear Fenthic, the love of my life. He has been my rock during these troubled times, but even he cannot help me with this. I have been following your progress since your early training at the Academy. Neverwinter has need of one like you if we are to survive the Wailing Death. The attack on the Academy doused the one faint spark of hope the city had. I need you to help recover that which we have lost. I promise your reward for this task will be well worth your efforts. There are many rumors about the plague, but if you are to aid me in this, it is important you know the truth about the Wailing Death. Our divine healers can do nothing to help those afflicted by the Wailing Death, and even our most powerful magic cannot raise those who succumb to the illness. But a short time ago, we had word that Kelvin Blackstaff Arunson, the famous Archmage of Waterdeep, had discovered a potential cure, one that might be concocted from the essence of 4 rare and magical creatures. Under great secrecy, the 4 creatures were gathered in Waterdeep, then sent here to Neverwinter. As strange a menagerie as any has ever set eyes on. A cockatrice, an intellect devourer, a yonti, and a dryad. I ordered them sent to the Academy, Neverwinter's renowned training institution for adventurers of every ilk. I once studied there myself, and I thought the instructors and students were loyal to Lord Nasher. The Academy may have been betrayed from within, or perhaps I simply put too much faith in the instructors, students, and staff to keep this news secret, as Desta claims. You were there. You saw the slaughter. The attack caught us unprepared. You are one of only a handful of survivors from the carnage of the Academy. Fenthic and Desta arrived with reinforcements, but during the confusion of battle, the Waterdavian creatures disappeared into the streets of Neverwinter, and our hopes of a cure vanished with them. Your task in this is twofold. First, find the Water Davian creatures and bring them back to me, at any cost. We need to harvest components from these creatures if we are to concoct a cure for the Wailing Death. This is your most important duty. Second, we must discover who was behind the attack on the Academy. Any evidence you uncover in this matter should be brought to Fenthic. He is the one assigned the task of unmasking our hidden enemy. Whatever rewards you seek, fame, fortune, glory, you shall have in abundance, provided you are successful in this task. I ask for your discretion in this matter. News of the attack and strange creatures roaming the city will only add to the panic and chaos already in the streets. To aid you in your task, I will give you this Stone of Recall. You will find it to be a valuable tool in your quest. You can activate the Stone of Recall at any time, and it will instantly teleport you and anyone in your service back here to the Temple of Tyr. Anytime you go through the teleportation portal in Tyr's temple, it will instantly send you and any companions back to the place your stone was last activated. There is little else I can tell you about this mission. Whenever you need provisions, come speak to me again, and I can sell them to you through the store here at Tyr's temple. Take this gold so you can buy the necessary supplies for your mission. Remember to stock up on healing potions before you go. They will be critical to your survival. You might want to seek someone to accompany you in your mission. There are a number of mercenaries for hire at the Trade of Blades, located in the city core. A good place to begin your search for the missing creatures might be the Peninsula District. There have been several eyewitness accounts of strange beasts in the area. Farewell. May Tyr guide your steps.
Oh, yeah!
I will not be used in your spells. Your plague is not.
Welcome. Do you have news of the missing Water Davian creatures? Or is there something else you need? Well done. I knew you wouldn't let me down. That was the reason we lost contact with those in the prison? As if the plague was not enough. Where others have found only failure, you have discovered shining success. Neverwinter is in your debt. Battling the plague has drained the coffers of Neverwinter. I regret I cannot offer you more than 500 gold pieces for all you have accomplished. Were it up to me, you would have a king's ransom for all you have done. However, the coffers are all but bare. The quarantine has been costly for all within the city. Is there something else you need? Farewell. May Tyr guide your steps.
I'll slit your throat! Carve you up!
Hello again, and well met as always. Is there something I may do for you?
Be wary, stranger! Meldanon is somewhere near!
Soleno Samatka.
Formosa sent you to kill me, didn't she? Didn't she? Why are you here?
You have a fearsome countenance. Have you come to free this servant of the oak? I beg you not to harm me.
Welcome back. You have done a great thing in recovering the first of the reagents for us. It is but one small step towards our ultimate goal, but it gives me hope. And I know with your help, Neverwinter shall yet be saved. Well done. I knew you wouldn't let me down. It is shameful the way such a gentle creature is mishandled. The plague does enough harm without us adding to it. Where others have found only failure, you have discovered shining success. Neverwinter is in your debt. Battling the plague has drained the coffers of Neverwinter. I regret I cannot offer you more than 500 gold pieces for all you have accomplished. Is there something else you need?
I'll kill you! You'll see!
Hello again, and well met as always. Is there something I may do for you?
Ha! Baldur! You are not half the man your father was!
Don't start with that, old man! This is just about business! I won't let you squander this opportunity! That thing is worth a fortune!
Life is measured by more than wealth, my boy. A well-schemed plot keeps your name in the history books.
What's the big problem? You were going to auction the thing yourself!
That was showmanship! Make them think the prize is lost, and they respect you all the more when they get it.
What is this, Vengal? More of your old guard? Loyalists?
Yes! Yes! This is my second wave, come to fight you! Adventurers all! We will defeat you!
I don't care who they are! Your foolish rule is over tonight!
Yes! That's the spirit! Yes! Fight with all your skill! Well fought! You have proven quite the force, defeating Kalik like that. The lad was giving me trouble. No sense of style.
fun and games!
One of the bards here. I believe I heard Lord Nasher himself humming the tune in the halls. People are beginning to take notice of you. Well done. I knew you wouldn't let me down. That old scoundrel? I suppose I cannot expect such men to give up their ways, even in times like this. Where others have found only failure, you have discovered shining success. Neverwinter is in your debt. Battling the plague has drained the coffers of Neverwinter. I regret I cannot offer you more than 500 gold pieces for all you have accomplished. Is there something else you need? Farewell. May Tyr guide your steps.
Hello again, and well met as always. Is there something I may do for you? Welcome back. You have done a great thing in recovering the first of the reagents for us. It is but one small step towards our ultimate goal, but it gives me hope. And I know with your help, Neverwinter shall yet be saved. Of course, I will do my best to help with whatever you need to know. I am not one to boast of my accomplishments. Suffice to say that I am a paladin of Tyr, and I am honored Lord Nasher has placed me in charge of finding a cure for the Wailing Death. Is there anything else? It is no secret that Fenthic and I are lovers. Our feelings for each other are only matched by our devotion to Tyr and our loyalty to Neverwinter. Although Lord Nasher has placed me in charge of finding a cure for the plague, I could not do this without Fenthic's help. His faith and conviction are a comfort to me in times of darkness. Is there anything else? I think the Hellmite is arrogant, sanctimonious, self-righteous, and holier than thou. Forgive me for being so blunt, but Dester and I do not see eye to eye. Dester challenges my every decision on general principle, or so it would seem. He is constantly accusing me of abandoning my faith and not trusting enough in the power of the divine. My faith in the power of Tyr is strong, yet I understand sometimes the gods rely on mortal means to accomplish their ends. Mere blessings and prayers are not enough to end this plague, despite what the Hellmites believe. Sometimes I think Dester and his Hellmites do more to hinder my efforts than help them. But Fenthic assures me they bring hope to the city, and hope is something the people desperately need.
Is there anything else? There are many rumors, and I would not like to give you any false leads. However, there is something that seems reliable. There are unsettling reports coming from the Beggar's Nest. Some say the corpses of plague victims are coming back as the undead. That might be worth investigating. But there is no guarantee the reports are accurate. The creatures could be in any one of the city districts. I shall leave it up to you where you want to take your search. Is there anything else? Farewell. May Tyr guide your steps.
Hear my voice through your dead. You thought to use me, to sacrifice for a spell. I have used you to free myself. You will join my legion of dead. I have seen the visions. The scaled ones will rule here. I will overrun! Strengthens my army. It is a blessing, a gift. You cannot imagine the gift. Come if you must, but you will die. The visions cannot lie. I see the coming of the Eye. The Eye. Here's where you become my mate!
You are a welcome sight as always. Is this visit in regards to the fourth Waterdavian creature? We are all eagerly awaiting its recovery. As soon as we have the fourth component, we can begin the ritual to create the cure. Truly, the heart of a hero beats within your chest. Of all who have sought the creatures, you have proven yourself above everyone else. I heard of the trouble in the Beggar's Nest. This malevolent thing was behind it? As if the plague was not enough. You have earned a place of honor among those who sought to aid Neverwinter in these dark times. You will stand with us as the ritual to create the cure is performed. Are you ready to go to the ritual chamber? We must leave as soon as possible. You have earned the right to stand with those who sought to aid Neverwinter in this dark time. I will spare a few minutes for you to get ready. But you must hurry. Neverwinter has suffered long enough. Return and speak to me when you are ready to go on.
Hail! You have provided a great service to all of Neverwinter in these trying times. As a token of Lord Nash's gratitude, he thought you might want to bear witness to the cure's creation after all your hard work. Before the ritual proceeds, however, the four assembled would each like the chance to speak with you and offer their personal thanks for what you have achieved. Go on, speak with them. I must inform the town crier of the good news.
Greetings to you. Preparations are well underway for the ritual. If all goes well, we will have the cure in just a few moments. I have to say, I was not impressed when I first met you, but you have done much to prove me wrong. Your help has been invaluable. Well, I guess my original estimation was closer to the truth than I might have thought. You will be rewarded when the ritual is complete, mercenary. For now, you can leave what must be done to us. You've earned the right to bear witness, however, and I'm sure the others would say the same. Well, once we have the cure in hand, we will determine the best way to get it to the most people as soon as possible. It will take time, so we'll treat the most severe cases of plague first, regardless of station. I just hope, well, we'll worry about other things later. It's not really appropriate to speak of these things right now. It's not important. We will deal with everything as it comes. Now, is there anything else? You should speak with the others if you have not done so. I will try to explain. Is there anything specific you wish to know? Well, several of our Tyrian priests have already begun preparations. Their meditation will allow the different components to be combined smoothly. Desta, Fenthic, and I will all begin the main incantations as soon as we are prepared. If all goes well, we'll have the cure in mere moments. None too soon for Lord Nasher. The plague has weakened him considerably. I think he almost considers it a personal insult to be seen this way. Yes, I would agree. He is archetypal. We are almost certain the plague was an attack, but he has no idea what kind of villain would stoop so low. It is a bit of a shocking revelation. I wish we still lived in a time when the possibility of someone doing this was unknown and unthinkable. Well, we have prepared a small container. The mixture itself will be fairly unspectacular to look at, despite the importance of it. As you will. What do you want me to say? I'm certain they can speak for themselves, but I will answer any questions you have. You should really ask him that. He despises being thought of as weak, and would much prefer to be involved in any talk of his health. I would ask whether your opinion of him has suffered. It was your efforts that brought us this far. His claims of action seem based on your results. While you searched, his Helmite's blessed. While you fought, his Helmite's blessed. The comfort he brought will pale next to the actual cure you have provided. Of course, he is needed for the final ritual, so I cannot dismiss him entirely. Fenthic also serves as his advocate, so he must be deserving of some respect. This time has been difficult, and our difference of opinion made it more so. Fenthic and I have had little to speak of besides the plague. I understand why he vests so much hope in Desta, but I could not. I know the power of faith, but you need to back it up with action. I am a paladin of the just god tier. My sword is edged with belief, but it is my arm that must still swing it. I simply feared that if we waited for faith alone to save us, we would have more martyrs than survivors. Yes, farewell for now. There is much I must do to prepare for the casting to come. The incantations are very complex. You should speak with the others. No doubt they will each have their own feelings about how our situation has changed.
Hello there! A grand day, isn't it? And you are to thank. It was your effort that allowed us to progress this far.
Well, hello. I imagine you are well pleased with yourself. This is your doing, after all.
Well, you must be the one Erebeth has told me of. I must say that I appreciate what you have done. It is surprising to see how you have risen to the defense of Neverwinter. I doubt I could have recognized the potential beneath your crude manner. Thank you, but that will be handled by Erebeth, Fenthic, and Dester. The details of it need not concern you. Things will not be normal until we have captured and punished the culprits behind the plague. I have never seen my Neverwinter injured so. I've had some association with the scoundrel, but this is not the time to discuss it. The plague is not his style, he would be disgusted by it. I will allow it, though I would request that you make it brief. If you wish information about my trusted advisors, I suggest you ask them yourself. They have been instructed to be cooperative. You are referring to the disagreements between Erebeth, Fenthic, and Dester. Yes, they have had different ideas about how to fight the plague. I demanded it. I have no use for advisors and officers who merely parrot each other. I wanted every option covered, regardless of whether everyone was in agreement. And now it's clear Erebeth was right to suggest that you help. And Fenthic was also wise to advocate for Dester as aggressively as he did. The cure will soon be ours. Yes, it is best that we commence with the ritual. Ready yourself. The plague ends with this.
It's working! Concentrate!
Soon. Very soon. It's done. It worked! We have the cure!
Yes, Fenthic. I have the cure.
What do you mean?
Now, my brethren! Attack!
Dester! What treachery is this?
You have no idea what
I'll kill you! You'll see!
Just lay down and died!
No! Dester, wait! Let me help! No!
Yes, you come seeking the traitor, the bringer of disease. You are a fierce beacon of life amidst his undead. The walking corpses are a new addition, though the good people of the Hold have been silent for some time. The false Helmites, they forced the good away. But now even they are not enough for Dester, and he creates a hasty army of dead. I am not here for your questions. I give this insight of my own accord. If that is inadequate, walk away. Dester fortifies here because his role is nearly played out. He is abandoned. He has no bridges left to burn. The dead are plentiful, so he surrounds himself with corpses. It won't be enough. His death is ordained and his life is forfeit. I am not here to aid. I am not here at all. I speak so you know that none of this can be escaped. Dester has served his purpose and now tries to defy his fate. Neverwinter will learn to accept such things, even as you are allowed to take him. Remember well this lesson.
Here I am, the fool. My stay here with the dead has taught me more in a few hours than I deserve. He's a traitor, Dester. I helped him, and then followed, hoping his deception was a mistake. I thought he would. He will return, won't he?
I will not play my part! I will not step aside! The plague will continue! bow, friend. You have your traitor. What now, I wonder?
Dester's punishment was brutal, but his death brought little satisfaction. The horrors of the Wailing Death could not be undone with his execution. Those that had suffered now turned on each other. They looked for someone to blame, and found it in Dester's closest friend, Fenthic. The letter of the law found him negligent, and he was hanged as a sacrifice to appease the bloodthirsty mob. If any thought the sentence unjust, they remained silent. Duty required all to act as one. It was not the time for divided loyalties. The cult behind Dester's treachery still had to be found. The hunt led to the coastal town of Port Last. From here, the heroes of Neverwinter would continue the search for those behind the Wailing Death, and vengeance would be taken.
Please listen. It is good to see you here in Port Last, my friend. If we are to have any luck in tracking down this strange cult behind the plague, it will be with your aid, I am sure. I do not know how much you have been told about Lord Nash's orders. I shall help you understand whatever I can, certainly. How I feel is unimportant next to the mission we have been given. Please allow me to explain what is required of us. You know, of course, that Dester and Fenthic were associated with some manner of religious cult that was behind the Wailing Death in the city. We know so little about this cult, and it would be foolish in the extreme to suppose that simply because their activities in Neverwinter have been stopped, that they have been defeated. Lord Nasher commands that we track down the headquarters of this cult and discover their plans and stop them before another atrocity is committed. Erin Gend, Lord Nash's spy master, is here in Port Lass to help us do this, and has brought reports of many strange activities throughout the Northern Lands. It is possible that agents of the cult may be behind some of these activities. If so, we may be able to find them and discover where their base is located. Your aid in this will prove invaluable. Are you a fool to ask me that? My only love lies dead, executed as a traitor, and his true murderers lie completely beyond my reach. But perhaps you mean well enough by your question. I apologize if I have misjudged your intent. I wish, with such fervor that it frightens me, to see those allies of Desta pay, to see Tyr visit them with terrible justice. I am a paladin of Tyr, sworn to uphold good and justice, yet somehow I cannot condemn Fenthic in my heart. He meant only to do what he saw was his duty, I am sure of it. But as a paladin, I am supposed to hold myself above such earthly concerns. I am supposed to know my path and be sure of it, just as Fenthic did, or thought he did. But I should not be distracting you from your task. My own problems are unimportant and of no interest to you, I am sure. Please, forgive me. It is just that Fenthic's fate could have been mine, or yours, or anyone's. How do you know that the path you walk is the correct one? I have never questioned my faith or my duty before, but neither did Fenthic. I feel doubt, and I am ashamed to admit it. Perhaps I am merely wallowing in my sorrow. Perhaps I know my path better than I think I do, but I am no longer sure. Is it wrong for me to think such thoughts? Yet I have no answers, only more questions. Thank you for allowing me to unburden my heart, but perhaps it is best if I put these thoughts out of my head for now. The safety of Neverwinter relies on your mission, and my duty regarding that is more than clear. Let us speak of that instead. Go with Tyr's blessing, then, and be safe.
Hail, friend. You were instrumental in ridding Neverwinter of the Wailing Death, I understand. Allow me to congratulate you on a job well done. You have shown yourself to be possessed of remarkable courage and resourcefulness. That is fortuitous, for both these qualities will be needed if you are to complete your mission. But that is not how we should begin. I am known as Erin Gend, and I have served our Lord Nasher for some time. Hopefully, I may be of similar use to you now. You have spoken to the Paladin, then? Excellent. It is for her to pass on the commands of Lord Nasher, and not I. My place lies in the shadows. I have many eyes and ears throughout the Northern Lands, and it is my place to inform Lord Nasher where the Vipers lay in wait. If only I had foreseen the actions of this cult, I could have prevented the disaster. But these men move skillfully out of my sight and hearing. Instead of recriminating myself for my failure, I must do what I can to repair the damage. And that is to offer what information I have to you, so that you may find where this new nest of vipers hides. Erebeth has informed you of where you must search, yes? She has told you of how you may root out these fiends? Unearthing the cult will not be a simple task. What few whispers I have collected, however, have allowed me to narrow your search to this region. It is vital that the cult's exact location be found, and that we are certain any leads we discover are not attempts at deception. Erebeth will not be satisfied until we find at least 2 separate leads that point to the same locale. That is your task. I do know of one possible lead for you. There has been strange news regarding a series of caves that lie north of Port Last. Investigation may reveal the cult to be hidden there. If not, there are other avenues for you to investigate. The city of Luskan to the north, Neverwinter Wood to the east, and the wildlands of the South Road. I suggest, however, that looking into the caves first would still be your wisest choice. The caves are in the hills to the north of Port Last, near the Green Griffin Inn. They have long been used by humanoid tribes of orcs, bugbears, and the like. They aren't usually a concern. In recent months, however, I have received word that these various humanoid creatures have been raiding the roads south of Luskan. This would not be unusual, except that the creatures now seem very organized and, I hear, are being led by humans. This leads me to believe the cult may be involved. That will be for you to determine. Just keep this in mind. No matter what you find there, Erebeth will wish 2 firm leads on the cult's location before she will act. We cannot afford a mistake. Have you a question for me then, my friend? May the luck of the gods be yours, my friend.
I am pleased to see that you remain safe, my friend. Lord Nasher tells me he is confident of your success, though I do worry at the danger in which you place yourself. Have you yet discovered any new information on the cult? Why do you ask me that? The Spy Master put you up to this, didn't he? I see. I suppose my state is obvious enough. Aaron is far more concerned than is warranted, however. Certainly a few bad dreams are not a reason to become alarmed. The servants claim I speak in my sleep and say frightening things. They creep about me cautiously, like I have gone mad. And Aaron pays their superstitious twitterings far more heed than he should. After all that has happened with the plague and Fenthic, I think a disturbing dream or two is not so surprising, wouldn't you agree? Now you too? Has the world gone mad, or is it me? These dreams are disturbing and frightening, but they shall pass. They are my burden to bear and no one else's. Perhaps you are right. Having the perspective of another on these dreams may not be a bad idea. I am falling in the dream, always falling, surrounded by a heavy blackness which chokes and drowns me. Grasping hands reach out to me, and the voices, a cacophony of whispers that plead to me for help. And then I see a shrouded figure. It is Fenthic. He is walking away from me, and I run to catch him, but always he eludes me in the darkness. The voices get so much louder. They are accusing me, blaming me, and I feel ashamed, though I do not know what I am being blamed for. I cry out for help, for them to stop their assault, but I go unheeded. And then I catch up to the figure, and I see that it is not Fenthic. He turns and gazes at me with sad eyes, and I know it is Tyr. And then my god turns his back on me. These are my dreams. Perhaps now you can understand why I have not wished to discuss them. I am frightened of what they may mean. That's kind of you to say. I am glad I told you at least. It makes the dream seem a bit smaller now. I do feel better for it, thank you. I am reminded a little of how I was introduced to the Paladin life. You should ask me to tell you the tale sometime. Until then, however, let's return to the subject of your task. Go with Tyr's blessing, then, and be safe.
Oh, hello there again. Something you needed? I am quite busy with my research, you know.
All fun and games!
Huh? What? Oh, you're already back. Oh, what can I do to help you? Oh, any evidence of the tome yet? What? I am off for Waterdeep. Excuse me.
Hello there. All of nature's creatures are welcome to this grove. How can I help you?
Well met.
I see you are back. Have you had any luck?
I am pleased to see that you remain safe, my friend. Lord Nasher tells me he is confident of your success, though I do worry at the danger in which you place yourself. Have you yet discovered any new information on the cult? I did say that, didn't I? Are you sure you wish to hear the tale? It is not an exciting one, and I would not wish to bore you. Of that, I somehow have little doubt. All right then, if you truly want to hear my tale, then I shall tell it. Where should I begin? My family lived in a human village in the wild lands of the northern mountains, and I once longed for nothing more than to be a skilled hunter, as my father was. The village was destroyed when the orcs massed and attacked the Southlands. My family was killed, though I survived. For years I thought of little but wreaking bloody vengeance upon the orcs. I stalked the crags with my bow, mercilessly killing all I crossed. It was not an easy thing. My lust for vengeance consumed me. I was no better than the beasts I hunted, to be truthful. On the 5th winter of my hunt, I stalked an orc tribe deep into the spine of the world and encountered a blizzard so terrible I could do naught but camp and pray. The blizzard was merciless and lasted days, and as I lay dying in the snow and wind, I spotted a human man approaching. I thought I was mad. He was tall and strong, though I noticed he was missing his right hand. The cold did not seem to affect him, and he looked down at me kindly and picked me up from the snow without effort. I remembered nothing beyond that. When I awoke, I found myself at a small Ilmitary monastery near the city of Silvery Moon. The monks told me I had nearly died. I have often thought him thus, an avatar of the maimed god himself, though perhaps that is presumptuous of me. Whoever he was, the Ilmitary monks had not seen him bring me, and I never saw him again. Or perhaps I should say, I never saw him in person. He came to me time and time again in my dreams for many months afterwards, telling me that my vengeance would bring no true justice. I refused him at first, determined to return to my bloody hunt. The dreams came more frequently, and the man grew more stern with me. The path lay elsewhere, I was told, and reluctantly I left the mountains and came to Neverwinter and entered the service of Tyr. The dreams never came again. Not right away. I did not meet Fenthic until later, in fact. Tyr's clerics took me in, and over time I learned their ways and grew to admire the maimed god. I chose to champion justice instead as his paladin, and found peace at long last. My dedication saw me rise through the ranks, and it was much later that I encountered the young acolyte Fenthic, and knew that I had found my true path at last. No, they are not alike at all. The dreams in the mountains never frightened me as much. They didn't make me feel so helpless and alone. I only compare the current ones to them because they are so strong and disturb me so profoundly. I feel as if something has changed. Something has changed inside of me. I do not know, not yet. But I thank you for listening to my tale. You have been a great comfort. I am glad that you have come to work for Lord Nasher. You have so many admirable qualities, he could not be better served. I would be glad to call you a friend. Tyr only knows that finding a friend in times like these is difficult enough. I hope you feel the same. I am glad, my friend. Let us return to the subject of your mission, then. Then I wish you well. It is good to see you again. At times I worry that you have taken on too much responsibility yourself, yet always you surprise me with your resourcefulness and success. Have you yet discovered any new information on the cult? This is good news. What have you discovered? One can only wonder what this cult might have done had their plans in the Neverwinter Wood been successful. Well done. This information suggests that this Mogrim and his cult are to be found within Luskan. I do wonder, however, if this is not some attempt on their part to deceive us. Perhaps they meant for you to find this? I would like you to continue your investigation, just in case. I need a second piece of information that supports the first to be absolutely certain it is the truth. We can afford no mistake. Then I wish you luck.
Oh, they told me you were ugly, but... oh, no matter. You're the hero of Neverwinter, I suspect.
Don't worry, young Ander. This will work out yet. Everything happens for a reason, it does.
Thanks so much for helping me, Alhalar.
I'm not in the mood for talk right now. Perhaps later.
Hey, ugly! I think you'd better stop looking into this cult business. Yeah! Eat steel!
All fun and games!
It is good to see you again. Have you yet discovered any new information on the cult? This is good news. What have you discovered? The cult sought to strike against you through an agent, did they? Fortunate for us that their efforts proved fruitless. While this information you bring is incredibly valuable, it still does not tell us where the cult is based. We need that information if we are to strike at them. Fortunately, it does mention where more cultists may be found. Charwood and the Neverwinter Woods. Search those places, perhaps, for the information we seek. Have you found any other information? So the cult was responsible for stirring up the humanoids in the hills? You are to be commended for putting an end to that danger indeed. While this information you bring is incredibly valuable, it still does not tell us where the cult is based. We need that information if we are to strike at them. Fortunately, it does mention... Have you found any... Then I wish... It is good to see... Have you yet discovered any new information on the cult? I am angry. I have been thinking more and more of how Fenthic met his end, and how I did nothing to stop it, and I grow even more angry. Fenthic devoted his entire life to the service of justice and the performance of his duty, just as I have. And what did he get for it? Discarded. Discarded by his liege lord to appease the witless masses. Discarded by his god for one foolish mistake. Tell me why I shouldn't be angry. Fenthic deserves plenty of my ire as well. The stupid, stupid fool! If only he had been less trusting, less devoted, he never would have ended as he did. And so Fenthic got his final reward. Thank you, Tyr, Lord of Justice, for aiding your faithful servant. Shall I be next, then? Shall I, too, end my life a traitor? Executed for being too adhered to my duty to question injustice when I see it? Will Tyr abandon me then, too? I have had no revelation. Only questions upon questions. Tyr put me on this path, taught me true justice, only to throw it in my face. I want to know why. All I know is that I am tired of being sad. I am tired of feeling helpless. I feel guilty for questioning myself, but I feel I must be questioned. Vengeance is not Tyr's way, but I fear I see no justice being done here. There is no justice to be had for Fenthic, only vengeance, and I cannot do it. Perhaps it is just the dreams. They continue to come and get worse each night. I hear voices crying out, so many voices. I see Fenthic killed before me over and over. I hear laughter, and so many crying out to me for help. I almost cannot bear it. Promise me as my dearest friend, that you will find this cult and visit upon them the vengeance that I cannot. Thank you, my friend. It is all I can think of to silence the dreams. I must do something, and to have you help me brings me great relief. You have been a fine friend. Here, take this. It is a ring that belonged to my father. I want you to have it. Let it symbolize our friendship. Perhaps if something were to happen to me, it would remind you of me in days to come. I don't mean anything, my friend. It is simply fatigue and worry that make me speak such. Please, take the ring. That makes me glad. You do me a great honor by carrying it. Let us speak more later. Go, find where the heart of this cult resides, and return to me. I wish you luck with all my heart.
Well met.
The battle is on! I'll kill you! You'll see! Here!
It is good to see you again. At time, have you yet discovered any new information on the cult? This is good news. What have you discovered? This Mogram grows desperate, I see. They fear you, and well they should. While this information you... Fortunately, have you found any up... Then I wish... It is good to see you again. At times I worry that you have taken on too much responsibility yourself. Yet always you surprise me with your resourcefulness and success. Have you yet discovered any new information on the cult? This is good news. What have you discovered? The ramblings of a madman. One has to wonder what this cult hoped to achieve in that haunted place. This information confirms it then. The cult is located within Luskan. Excellent work. You have justified Lord Nash's faith in you and more. You will need to get into Luskan and enter the host tower itself. Speak to Erin. Hopefully he will have some ideas on how you can go about this. Speak to Erin Gend, as I said. With luck, he will have a plan to not only get you into the city, but into the tower itself. Both Erin and I will join you in Luskan, of course. Erin will be there to help you enter the tower. As for me, I have other plans. I wish I could tell you, but I cannot. I have little choice in the matter. Please, just do as you are asked to. Do not be alarmed in any case. I have my orders just as you do. I will see you in Luskan. Without a doubt. You have faced tasks of similar danger, however, and excelled. And will no doubt face much worse before this threat is ended. You did agree to aid Lord Nasher, did you not? Whatever your reasons, I find it hard to believe that you expected this to be very simple. Go then and speak to Erin. I hope that... I wish... No, never mind. Be safe.
I understand that you have found information pinpointing the cult within Luskan. That is good. I believe I have found a way inside the city. An old friend of mine is a sergeant who works the city gates. I have convinced him that the plague is no longer a threat, and as a favor, he has agreed to allow my agents and I into the city. I will give your description to him, so he will allow you entry. Erebeth and I shall be moving our base of operations to Luskan, so we will meet you there. I am not completely sure just yet. Seek me out in Luskan when you arrive, and hopefully I will have a plan for you then. I will be attempting to find you a way into the host tower, of course, so you can explore your lead further. Erebeth insists on coming to Luskan as well. I believe she feels a strong need to see this through, to take vengeance for what happened to Fenthic. I shall not deny her. Erebeth may seem disturbed, but it is not without reason. She takes her orders from Lord Nasher regardless, so I am in no position to deny her will. I am quite confident, yes. He does not have the power to let us back out, however. Once we are inside Luskan, we are inside for good, and cannot return to Port Last. Erebeth and I shall begin moving our base to the Temple of Tyr within Luskan. Once you get inside the city, meet us there. Remember to finish up any loose ends you have, and to take what companions and gear you need before going to Luskan. You will not be able to leave the city once you enter. Go then, and do what you must. I wish you success.
Hello.
It is good to see you at last, my friend. I fear I have terrible news. It seems that the good Lady Erebeth has disappeared. We can find no trace of her. She has not returned to Neverwinter. Part of me wonders if perhaps she seeks to exact her own brand of vengeance upon the cultists. I cannot be certain. Erebeth was acting so strangely before her disappearance. She had an icy calm, as if the Lady Paladin had accepted an unpleasant fate. I worry for her safety. She is not in her right mind, I fear. Your most important task is to find your way into the host tower, my friend. The cult must be dealt with. If you It is good to see you at last, my friend. I fear I have terrible news. It seems that the good Lady Erebeth has disappeared. We can find no trace of her. The Lady Paladin had been quite silent since you left Port Last. I thought perhaps that she had found contentment now that the cult was located. So my eye was not as close upon her as it might otherwise have been. Regardless, she used considerable skill to vanish without notice sometime after our arrival in the city. All of her gear and armor is gone as well. She prepared well and left of her own volition, though I can scarce believe it. She has not returned to Neverwinter. Part of me wonders if perhaps she seeks to exact her own brand of vengeance upon the cultists. I cannot be certain. Erebeth was acting so strangely before her disappearance. She had an icy calm, as if the Lady Paladin had accepted an unpleasant fate. I worry for her safety. She is not in her right mind, I fear. Your most important task is to find your way into the host tower, my friend. The cult must be dealt with. If you find Erebeth there, all the better. If she is not, a true search will have to wait until after your own mission is complete, no matter how much we might wish otherwise. So then, let us discuss your mission. The tower lies on an island, reachable by a bridge on the northeastern shore. There are rumors of other entrances, but I have been able to find none. The bridge, however, is guarded well by both armsmen and sorcery. The wizards of the Arcane Brotherhood value their privacy. Little enough, if the truth be told. The wizards search diligently for spies at every turn, so I receive only questionable news from outside the tower itself. It is known, however, that the Arcane Brotherhood are the true power in Luskan. The High Captains rule the city, but only with the wizards' leave. How the cult gained its foothold there can only be guessed at. The wizards may be allies, or indeed even members of their cause. If you do gain entrance, use extreme caution and find out all you can about their plans. Assaulting them directly may not be an option. I believe I know of a way, though it is a risky path to say the least. The bridge to the tower's island is guarded by magic that is not easily bypassed. Those who wish admittance to the tower must be granted the proper pass by the wizards. Papers which are affixed with a magical seal that allows the possessor to pass unhindered by the wards. Unfortunately, the only persons which I am sure possess such a pass are the High Captains themselves. If you were somehow to acquire one of these documents for me, with its seal, I could easily use it to forge a similar pass for you. Go then, and do what you must. I wish you success.
Greetings, stranger. You've been rather the troublemaker, haven't you? You've cut through my men rather efficiently. I can respect that.
The battle is on!
We are fortunate that you have found the location of this cult, hiding amongst the wizards of Luskan's host tower. It is now clear how they possess so much power and stealth. Excellent work, my friend. I have already managed to put together a forgery that will claim the bearer as an ambassador of Mohorand. It is then a simple matter of moving the seal from one document to the other, as so, and it is done. This forgery, then, should allow you to bypass any guards at the bridge, as well as the magical wards. Once inside, however, I would not rely on it. Go, then, and do what you must. I wish you success.
I greet you.
You are welcome in my service, Paladin. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation.
Do you renounce your false god of justice, Arabeth the Tamarand? Do you renounce your god, your lord, and your people who have betrayed you?
I do.
Will you lead our glorious army in the name of your new mistress?
I will. I will lead them.
Then be the terrifying blackguard of our mistress Morag that you were meant to.
I shall. Neverwinter will fall before our might.
Remember, Morgrim, that it is of great importance that the other words of power be located. You must beware Hatred, however, as she will... you have been lax, Morgrim. We have intruders. The word of power cannot fall into the hands of the enemy. Take Erebeth and leave now. I shall summon my own servants to deal with these...
All fun and games!
We are fortunate that you have found the location of this cult, hiding amongst the wizards of Luskan's host tower. It is now clear how they possess so much power and stealth. Well done, my friend. I knew Lord Nash's faith in you was well justified. Come then, tell me what you have learned. I see. This enemy is far more elusive than I suspected even. For the name of this Mogrim is unfamiliar to me. As is this creature you describe as his mistress. That Lady Erebeth has fallen to become a blackguard, and even leads their gathering army is far worse than anything I had feared. Dire, dire news indeed. But what of this Mogrim's purpose, my friend? Were you able to discover anything of the reasoning behind all this madness? This is perhaps the first good news I have heard so far. It shows us that we are ignorant of much, and must catch up quickly if we are to survive. But at least you have brought us hope. Come then. Let us return to Lord Nasher quickly, and relate what you have discovered. Then perhaps we will see what must be done next.
Within the host tower of the Arcane, the enemy was finally revealed. Morgrim Korothir, madman, prophet, the one responsible for the Wailing Death. And with this revelation, a second betrayal. Erebeth, driven mad by her lover's execution, sought vengeance by joining Morgrim's cause. Together, they roused a fearsome army and prepared to descend upon Neverwinter. But an even greater evil threatened the city. The words of power, remnants of ancient magic long forgotten, were being sought by Morgrim's followers to bring devastation to the north. Neverwinter's champions were sent to the northern wastes of the Uthgard tribes to unearth these lost artifacts. For if Morgrim were to find the words of power first, the city of the north would surely fall.
This has become something of a habit, has it not? Once more, Neverwinter is threatened, and once more you are called upon to save us all. Yet this time you will be reporting directly to me. With Erebeth's defection, Lord Nasher has elevated me from the role of spymaster to that of his right hand. To be honest, I much prefer to stay in the shadows. Yet Neverwinter has need of me, so I will serve without complaint. Of course, I shall get right to the point. I have examined the reconnaissance reports of my operatives in the field, and the situation is grim indeed. The Luskan armies are marching against Neverwinter with Erebeth at their head, ravaging the land as they pass and leaving only destruction in their wake. Perhaps even more troubling are the reports of orcs and some of the Uthgard tribes joining Erebeth and the Luskan army to pillage and plunder. Perhaps had we been more observant, Erebeth's betrayal would not have been such a surprise. She was never the same after Fenthic's execution. She abandoned us. But part of me wonders if we did not first turn our backs on her suffering. But hindsight serves no purpose now. Erebeth has vowed revenge against Neverwinter. The pain of her loss makes her blind to anything else. It is up to us to see she does not get the revenge she seeks. I believe Erebeth and the Luskan invaders are but a decoy, a distraction to draw our troops and resources away from the true threat. It has not been easy to gather information on Magram's cult, but we know they are frantically searching for the ancient artifacts known as the Words of Power. Though we do not yet know what these words are, or why Magram desires them, we know there are at least 3 of these artifacts. We must not let them fall into the hands of the cult. You must find these ancient words before Magram does. If you do not, then I fear any victory by the Lord's Alliance will prove meaningless. There are reports of Magram's followers searching throughout the land. The hills and mountains to the north, the forests to the west, even the sprawling farmlands to the south. I wish I had more guidance for you. Perhaps you can learn more from Lillian Cambridge, an expert on ancient artifacts who claims to have some knowledge of the Words of Power. Lillian has promised to offer whatever help she can to any of my agents in this matter. You could probably find her in the tavern in the southeast corner of the camp. I know this may seem an impossible task, but I can think of no other person I would rather have undertaking this mission than you. Rest assured, my mercenary friend, you will be greatly rewarded if you manage to recover any of the Words of Power. Neverwinter and the Lord's Alliance will be most generous. I regret there is nothing more I can tell you. Even the little information I have already given came at great cost. Many of my best men and women gave their lives for it. I wish you luck in your mission. The very survival of Neverwinter may depend on it.
What? Who? Oh, pardon me. I didn't notice you there. I was rather engrossed in my contemplations of the time stream. It's easy to get lost in their paradoxical currents, if I do say so myself.
must be careful. I will help you if I can. But if the Masters see us speaking, they will cut out my tongue.
Greetings. Once more, I must thank you for planting the Ultarg seed trees for me. Or is this the first time I'm thanking you? No matter. I am grateful in any case.
All fun and game!
Why have you seized this word of power? Who do you serve? Foolish one! You cannot slay a projection. My magic has sealed the door. The word of power shall not leave until you have answered my questions. Who do you serve? Foolish one! You cannot slay a projection. My magic has sealed the door. The word of power shall not leave until you have answered my questions. These names mean nothing to me. Your cities are young. Your history but a single page in the accounts of the world. There is only one name that matters to me among your kind. Morgrim. Tell me, do you serve Morgrim? I see you speak the truth.
This is good. Your enemies are mine as well. Morgrim must be stopped. He must not get the words of power. My name is Hadralin, leader of the Word Slaves. This is but a projection of my true form. I am yet too far to aid you in this task. There is more I would tell you, but my spell is fading. Find the words before Morgrim, or the world you know will not survive.
You are back. Have you something to report? This is good news. And the gods know we have had precious little enough of that lately. With Erebeth at their head, the Luskan forces are winning victory after victory over the Lord's Alliance troops. And all the while, Morgrim and his cult continue their search for the words of power. At least there is one here they will not have. My loyal network of scouts will spirit the word away to Castle Neverwinter for safekeeping until Lord Nasher's scribes can discover its use. On behalf of the city of Neverwinter and Lord Nasher himself, please accept this reward of 2,000 gold pieces as a token of our gratitude. Times are difficult, I know this better than anyone. But the resources given me by the Lord's Alliance cannot be squandered recklessly. If my sources are correct, there are still several more words of power yet to be found. I hope your success at locating the words continues. Normally, Neverwinter counts the lizard men amongst her enemies, but your news is not completely unexpected. I have received reports of a lizard creature and her followers doing battle with Morgrim's cult. This must be that Hadralin you mentioned. I will need to consider this new information carefully. But this is not your concern. You must focus on finding the words. I wish you luck in your mission. Return to me once you have another of the words.
About time you showed up. I've been waiting at least 10 minutes for someone to come by and refill my drink.
I hope your search for my missing snow globe is going better than my search for a decent glass of wine in this place.
Done well to find the second word. Its power draws my spell, so that my projection may speak to you in this vision. There is much you must know. Morgrim is nothing but a fool. He does not truly understand what he seeks. The words are ancient beyond imagination. They contain power he cannot fathom. I, Hadraline of the Word Slaves, was there at the beginning when the world was hot and this land was jungle where the old ones ruled. Once this winter land was a lush jungle. Vents from the earth blasted scorching steam into the sky, and the world was warm and fruitful. The old ones lived in this paradise, as did we word slaves. The world grew cold, the jungles died, rust and snow covered the land. For all their power, the masters could not stop the change. They vanished from the world, consumed by the earth that had turned against them. When the old ones vanished, the power of their words remained, as did we, the word slaves bound to that power, forced to walk the now frozen and desolate earth, forced to preserve the words and legacy of our masters. Many word slaves died when the endless winter came, but some learned to survive in the frozen waste, hiding from the lesser races who now hunted us. To survive what the masters could not endure. Over the centuries, the magic of the words became dormant, their power faded. And as we who were left behind grew strong, the bonds enslaving us were. We who had once been slaves scattered and hid the words, so that we would be forever free of their legacy. Now, thousands of years have passed, and even we who hid the words no longer know where to find them. Morgrim seeks to unlock the dormant power of the words, so that he may enslave again. Word slaves, humans, dwarves, elves. Morgrim would have all bow to him as master. Spare me your sarcasm. You are as big a fool as Morgrim. Morgrim is already doomed. The words were meant to release ancient evil upon the land. Devastate those who survived the change. The old ones could not. The plague was only the first of the evils the words will unleash. The world as you know it shall be no more if Morgrim succeeds. This is the legacy of the creators. The words will... No! It cannot be! Morag! Morag! He strikes at me! This cannot be! She attacks me through the words! She disrupts my spell of projection! No!
The city of Neverwinter is forever in your debt for recovering the first word of power. We hope you will have continued success on your mission to thwart Morgrim and his followers. But now is not the time to dwell on past successes. There are more words yet to be found before Morgrim gets his claws on them. Why didn't you say something earlier? Hopefully this will slow the armies advancing on Neverwinter. At the very least, the loss of another word of power will strike a harsh blow to the plans of Morgrim's cult, whatever they may be. Despite my initial unfavorable impressions of you, you have proven yourself worthy of my respect. Allow me to express the gratitude of Neverwinter by giving you a reward of 2,500 gold pieces. Adreline, what did the lizard woman have to say this time? I'm no history expert, but wouldn't that make her thousands of years old? I'm not sure whether I believe her, and I don't know what this has to do with Morgrim. But I intend to try and find out. Leave Adreline to me. Morgrim and his crew are still skulking around the countryside, which means they must believe there's at least one more word still undiscovered. Find it before they do. I wish you luck in your mission. The very survival of Neverwinter may depend on it.
So, at last you have come. I assume my fire giant servants are dead. No matter. They are of little consequence to me. I can find other servants. Perhaps even you will serve. Come closer. I will not harm you. These last days of the eons of my life pass slowly now, and I would speak with you to break the monotony.
The word is yours, but time is short and Morag stirs. The city you call Neverwinter is under siege. Soon it will fall to Morgrim, and he will possess the Source Stone. Morag was the queen of my people, the Old Ones, the Creator race. It was she who created the Source Stone when the world became cold and the snow covered the land. Morag used the words to put her people into a deep hibernation when the cold winter came, imprisoning the heat of the steam fissures in the magical Source Stone, and her and all her people with it. The Old Ones could not survive the coming of the winter storm. Morag sought a shelter where she could escape the death of ice and cold. Within the Source Stone, Morag would gather her strength year after year, century after century. When her power waxed full, we word slaves would awaken the Queen to banish the never-ending winter. Something has awakened Morag's spirit. Though her body and true power remain trapped in the Source Stone for now, she speaks to Morgrim through projections, as I am speaking to you. Morgrim serves her, a pawn blinded by her promises of rewards and power. The plague was the first step in Morag's return. Each death fed the Queen's power, bringing her closer to a true awakening. Now, Morgrim seeks to claim the words of power the Lord's Alliance has hidden in Castle Never to complete the awakening. If he succeeds, Morag will bring complete and utter devastation to the north. You must return to Neverwinter before the city falls. Speak to the one you call Eren Gend. I will try to meet you there.
I have just received the latest reports from the battlefield, and things are grim. The walls of Neverwinter have been breached, and the Lord's Alliance has retreated to Castle Never under the onslaught. Erebeth, with her intimate knowledge of our strategies, crushes our forces in every encounter. Half the city is under the control of her Luskan forces. And what of your mission? Have you found the success our troops have not? Finally, some good news. And not a moment too soon. Even now, I am preparing to leave for Castle Neverwinter to help ensure the words I sent there for safekeeping are not captured by Erebeth. I might as well open my coffers to you before we go. The money was meant to fund the defense of the city, and you seem to have done more for that cause than anyone else. Better I give the funds to you than let the Luskan forces loot them. I will admit that I never had much faith in you. But you have proved me wrong. Take these 4,000 gold pieces as a reward. And there is more where that came from. If you accompany me to Neverwinter, to aid in defending the city. The Lord's Alliance desperately needs someone such as you. Time grows short. We must return to Castle Never to defend its walls and the words of power within from Erebeth and Malcolm. We will leave right now if you are ready. I only hope we are not too late.
The words of power, the tools of a creator race. Hadrian spoke of them as though they could shape worlds, and perhaps they had. With these in hand, victory would not be far behind, or so it was thought. While Eren Gend searched for the ancient relics, Morgrim's army pressed their attacks against Neverwinter. Their dark magics and sheer numbers soon overwhelmed the defenders. The betrayer, Erebeth, was at the forefront when the walls were breached. The words of power, once thought safe within Castle Never, were in danger of falling to the enemy. And behind the invasion, an even greater evil, Morag, Queen of the Old Ones, had awoken.
You must speak with Lord Nasher first. Once you have spoken with him, you may return and speak to me.
We meet again. As you know, I am Nasher Alagonda, Lord of Neverwinter. I was once an adventurer like you, though that was long ago. Eren Gend tells me you have done much in the defense of our city. For this I thank you, though I fear it was all in vain. Erebeth knows our defenses too well. We could not stand against her forces. The enemy has breached our walls. All is lost.
Do not give up hope, my lord. We still have the words of power, after all.
And what good has that done, Eren? We have no way to use them. Whatever magic is locked within those stone tablets is of no use to us.
Perhaps Hadrian will reveal their secret to us, if you release her from the dungeons.
I don't trust that creature, Eren, and neither should you. We have done her no harm. If she was truly our ally, she would tell us what she knows.
Hadrian told us about the secret door beneath Castle Never. Without her, we would never have found the Source Stone.
And what good has that done, Eren? That creature won't tell us anything about it. The Source Stone is as useless to us as the words of power.
Perhaps Hadrian will speak to our champion. She has spoken with them before.
Enough, Eren. Now, if you want to speak to Hadrian, you are free to do so. But I will not release her from the dungeon while an enemy is within our city gates. Personally, I think this is all a waste of time. Words of power, the Source Stone, Hadrian. What good is this against Erebeth's army? Our fate is sealed. We are all doomed. Of course, of course. But before you go, maybe Gend is right. Maybe you should go speak to this Hadrian creature. I doubt it will do much good, but maybe, just maybe, she knows something that can save us. We're desperate after all. Any important information you come across should be reported directly to Eren Gend. I've placed him in charge of the defense of the city. By some miracle, that is why I have... After all you have done for the city, the least I can do is answer your questions. Although Gend probably knows. When we first captured Hadrian, she said something about the Source Stone. I put Master Ford, Neverwinter's leading archaeological expert, in charge of the search. Inside was an enormous crystalline boulder, the Source Stone. Of course, I doubt any...
I have been waiting for you. These other warm bloods are weak. I do not trust them. They are weak. Like the ones you call Erebeth and Morgrim. They cannot stand against the creators, now that Morag stirs within the Source Stone. Morgrim has unlocked the magic of the words of power. The Old Ones awake, and the world you know shall be no more. Three of the words are here in this castle. But there are 4 words of power in all. Morgrim has found the final word, strongest of them all. I came here to warn your people against Morag's return, but the Warmbloods do not trust me. They cast me into this dungeon. Do not waste time trying to free me from this prison. It serves no purpose. Instead, you must help me stop Morag's return before the Old Ones awake and I am made a word slave once more. The 4th word is close. I can feel its power. Morgrim and Erebeth brought it here to this city you call Neverwinter. Bring the word to me. I am Hadrian, leader of the word slaves. With the final word, I can break Morag's power and trap her forever inside the Source Stone. You must hurry. With each passing hour, Morag's power grows. Soon, I will not be strong enough to stop my queen from awakening her people. You are back. You must find Morgrim. You're kinder ever curious. A curse of your warm blood, perhaps. Our time grows short, but I will answer your questions. The one you call Erebeth has fallen under Morag's spell. My queen, then we are the other.
You. I am not surprised to see you here. You have become quite the thorn in Morgrim's side. Though he would never admit it, I believe you have impressed him with your accomplishments. I, however, am not too proud to admit my respect for you. You have thwarted us at almost every turn, yet in the end, Morag's will cannot be denied. You have already lost. My troops control the city. Soon, even Castle Never will fall. The streets will run red with the blood of Neverwinter's children. Morag is a voracious mistress. It seems there are never enough dead to satisfy her hunger. You dare call these people innocent? The citizens of Neverwinter screamed for Fenthic's death, and Lord Nasher gave it to them. His blood is on their hands. We are all guilty here, and we are all deserving of death. Justice? There is no such thing. I came here for vengeance, but I am not responsible for Neverwinter's fall. My position at the head of the armies only hastened the inevitable end. Neverwinter was doomed as soon as Mogram unleashed the Wailing Death. Can you not feel it in the air? An evil cloud covers the city, the shadow of Morag. The Queen of the Old Ones has awakened, and none shall survive her coming. I am no blind fool like Mogram. I know Morag will betray me. In fact, I'm counting on it. I deserve death for what I have done. But when I die, I will have the satisfaction of knowing Neverwinter was made to pay for what happened to Fenthic. There is nothing more to say. It is too late for words. We must settle this in blood.
All Farin here!
No! 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 You have come far since our first meeting. I can no longer stand against you. Had Morag foreseen how powerful you would become, perhaps she would have chosen you to be her champion, instead of turning her lidless eye in my direction. I suppose that is true. You have the strength of your convictions, something I lost long ago. Tell me, how can you go on, knowing you fight for a city that is doomed to fall when the Old Ones return? I have seen the future in my dreams. Neverwinter will vanish in a blaze of flame when the Old Ones are reborn. It is inevitable. Hope? All hope within my heart perished with Fenthic. He was taken from me, the light of my life, and I was left alone in the empty darkness. Is the execution of my lover not justification enough for what I have become? They say I betrayed Neverwinter, but Neverwinter betrayed Fenthic first. With Fenthic's death, I lost more than a lover. He was a devoted servant of both Tyr and Neverwinter, and I saw how his devotion was repaid. How could I believe in a god who allowed such an atrocity? How could I serve a city so mercilessly cruel? When Fenthic was executed, I lost my lover, my faith, my loyalty. Everything I believed in crumbled around me. Perhaps you are right. Perhaps had I acted differently, but it is too late for me now. Look around you. Look at the death and destruction I have brought to Neverwinter. I can never make up for this. And I have been too long under Morag's power. The Queen has a hold on me. I could not stand with you against her, even if I wanted to. I cannot help the city. I could bring my information to Lord Nasher and Erengend, true, but it would not be enough to turn the tide of the battle. Morag's power will bring victory to the Luskan troops. Perhaps a few hundred lives could be saved, though the city would still fall. But what will that avail me? Lord Nasher would still have me executed for what I have done. I should sacrifice myself for the sake of the people who demanded Fenthic's blood? Do you really believe me capable of so selfless an act? Once I would have gladly sacrificed myself for this city, but I have changed. I am no longer the Erebeth you knew. Now I walk a different path. You kept my ring? After my betrayal? After all the death and misery I have brought to you and the city? But But why? I am not who I once was. I cannot. It would not be possible. I cannot go back. Not after what I have done. There is a part of me that still weeps when I see the destruction of Neverwinter. Perhaps you are right. If I turn myself over to Lord Nasher for execution, many lives may yet be saved. At least then my own death would have some meaning. But you will have to trust me in this. Margrim waits for you behind this door. You must face him now. Time is of the essence. But I dare not accompany you, for fear I will fall once again under Morag's spell. Do you trust me enough to let me go if I vow to surrender myself to Lord Nasher? Can you take that risk? Then I shall leave Margrim to you, and I shall deliver myself to Lord Nasher and tell him what I know of the Luskan troop movements. If we are lucky, my information may help some of Neverwinter's citizens escape with their lives. And I will submit to Lord Nasher's judgment, whatever the consequences may be. I am grateful to you for this chance to do what is right. I wanted you to know that before I go, in case Lord Nasher has me executed before you return. No, if I run away, it will mean I have learned nothing. I am ready to accept the consequences of what I have done, whatever those consequences may be. I must go to Lord Nasher now, while my resolve is still strong.
I see Morag was right. Aribeth was not strong enough to defeat you, but she has served her purpose. You have come too late! The ritual is over! The awakening of the Old Ones has begun! The Creator race will be reborn! And you shall be the first to taste the power my queen has given unto me!
The battle is on!
What the? My weapon does nothing!
These are strange times. My city is in ruins and all but overrun by Luskan forces. And yet Erebeth, the leader of our enemies, sits in our dungeons awaiting my judgment. Were things not so grim, I might laugh at the absurdity of it all. What is it you need of me? While the war rages on, she will live. She can provide us valuable information about our enemies' tactics and numbers. As for her fate when this is all over, that is a matter I have not yet decided. Such matters are to be decided later. Come and go as you please. You've earned that right. Perhaps if Neverwinter had more people like you, things wouldn't look so bleak. Any important information you come across
I normally consider myself well informed, particularly when it comes to matters directly concerning the defense of Neverwinter. I must confess I was somewhat embarrassed at having no advanced warning when Erebeth appeared at the gates to surrender herself to Lord Nasher. Seeing you here, I cannot help but wonder what further surprises you might bring my way. Some of my operatives reported that you had recovered the fourth word of power. I wasn't surprised, given all your previous accomplishments.
And what good will this word do us? We already have 3 of the damn things.
Now that we have all 4 words, we may be able to unlock their power, Lord Nesher.
And just how are we supposed to do that, Gend? Do you know how to use them?
No, but I suspect Hadriline understands their mysteries. She might be willing to share her secrets with our champion.
You should quit wasting Gend's time. Go speak with Hadriline if you think the word is any use.
I am afraid Lord Nasher is right. You should speak to Hadriline about this. Is there anything else you need? Yes, I heard he met a fittingly violent end. Yet, the enemy's spirit is not broken. Others step forward from the ranks to assume the leadership of Luskan's army. As we feared, there is some darker power behind the invaders than even Magram. All we can do is hold on as long as we are able, and pray help arrives in time. Is there something else you need? If Hadriline does not trust us, I fear. Understandable considering the reception she received upon her arrival. You are the only one she is willing to speak to. Perhaps it would be best if you kept her secrets. If she wishes to share them with us, she will send for either Lord Nasher or myself. I am more than just... you will have to act... Yes, that is...
It is good to see you again. When I surrendered to Lord Nasher, I was certain my execution would be swift. But it seems Lord Nasher has chosen to let me live, for now at least. I am glad, if for no other reason than it gives me a chance to see you again. I am at peace for the first time since Fenthic's death, and I have you to thank. You saved me. I no longer fear my fate. When Fenthic was executed, I thought I had lost everything. But now I see this is not true. I have you. You were there when I was in my darkest hour. You were there when I needed you. But I was too blind to see. But you never gave up on me. I have found myself again. And I finally see how special you are to me. They say it is better to have loved and lost than not to have loved at all. I never used to believe that, until now. I loved Fenthic with all my heart, and his memory will always be dear to me. But that does not mean I can never love another. Perhaps in time we might, if things had been different. Lord Nasher has not passed judgment on me yet. I am content with whatever fate awaits, but in his eyes, I see hope that I might live. Should Neverwinter survive, he may choose another sentence for me. I may yet be given a chance to make some small amends for what I have done. There is yet hope for me, and for us. Forgive me for speaking so frankly about this. My heart could not stay silent, but I should not have burdened you with this. Not while you still must face Morag. If fate is kind, perhaps we will be able to continue this once Morag is slain. But while she lives, we must set our own feelings aside for the greater good. Perhaps if I had learned this lesson long ago, tragedy could have been averted. Forgive me, but I will speak of my feelings for you no more. You must concentrate on the task at hand. I understand. There is still much that must be done if Morag is to be defeated. I wish you luck.
I sense you have the word of power. But you have come too late. Morag has grown too strong. She has feasted on the souls of the plague victims and fed her power through the rituals of Morgrim. I can no longer stop her return. Soon my mistress will have the power to break free of the Source Stone, even without the words of power. I am only a word slave. I can do nothing against the growing power of my queen. But where I have failed, you may yet succeed. You could enter the Source Stone itself and confront Morag before she reclaims her full power. You could destroy her before she awakens the Old Ones. You must hurry. Every delay allows Morag to grow stronger. I wish you luck for the sake of us all.
We are the masters, the creators, the old ones. Long have we slept, and in our absence, the lesser races have grown bold. The slaves act as kings, building cities and nations, and laying claim to that which is ours.
Tear down the cities! Death to the warm bloods!
Hedrelin and the word slaves have betrayed us, abandoning us to our exile within the Source Stone!
Death to the traitors! Death to the word slaves!
The time of awakening has come! The creators shall rise again and unleash vengeance on the world that has forgotten us!
Hail Morag! Lead us to vengeance!
A storm of fire shall banish the endless winter. The city of slaves shall be utterly consumed by the flames of our rebirth. The High Priests prepare the final rituals that will unlock the Source Stone and free us from our prison. Soon What is this? You are powerful for a slave. You have slain Morgrim, the prophet who heralded my coming. You have defeated Erebeth, the champion I chose from among my slave races. You have slaughtered many of my warriors and priests. But now you face Morag, Queen of the Old Ones, High Priestess of the Creators. Kneel, slave, and I shall let you live! I shall rip away your flesh and feast upon your soul!
I see you still live, Warmblood. Would you had perished with Morag and the rest of the Old Ones. The Soul's Stone collapsed. When you destroyed Morag, you destroyed her magic as well. The world she had created, the Source Stone, crumbled into nothingness. All trapped in it were utterly consumed. I used my magic to open a portal from the collapsing Source Stone into this astral pocket. A temporary place of refuge between that world and your own. I am glad you found the portal and escaped with your life, Warmblood. My time here grows short. The words of power are broken, and my magic is fading. Soon I will pass from this existence. And this astral pocket will also collapse. The time of the Creator race is over. There is no place for me in your world now. Just as there was no place for Morag. I have accepted this. You have faced Morag and the Old Ones and triumphed. Even the foul and ancient magics of the Dark Queen could not stand against your might. You are the savior of Neverwinter. You know so much, much more. Alter the fate of not just your own world, but 1,000 others that would have fallen to Morag's arm. You speak with arrogance, but there is truth in your words. You could have faced Morag's power and survived. Ended the threat of the Creator race. Your work is far from done. I have seen peace. Fate awaits you. I have marked well your evil nature, Warmblood. You hunger for power and wealth. You seek to dominate and destroy those who will not bow down before you. Take heed of my warning. You are not so different from my people. Or from Morag. Heroes will rise. More than this, quick,
In the end, victory. Without Morag, the Source Stone crumbled, and the great empire of the Old Ones was finally laid to rest. The deaths of these ancients could be felt throughout Neverwinter. Deprived of Morag's influence, the invading army faltered. The siege was soon turned. The toll of the battle had been high, but Neverwinter would not be consumed by grief or regret. Too many had already made that mistake. The city would rebuild and move forward. And what of the honored champion who had fought so hard while others fell? Their story does not end here, for this is a world of infinite tales. New adventures still await, and new legends are yet to be forged.